down after last night? Are you all calm? Yeah. Are you gonna be a good girl if mommy goes out today? You're not gonna attack mommy at night? Oh. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Hi guys, how you doing today? So what does that quote mean? Your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, who you have received from God. What does it mean? Well, I'm pretty sure it means something to the effect of your body is a holy tool. Holy meaning sacred, and it's absolutely supposed to be preserved for higher uses. Who knows what's going to happen in our next life? And the abuse and neglect of personal health, what you do to your body, is absolutely discouraged by that statement. So, what are the ways that you can honor your body and show it respect? Well, I think I've noticed that there may be about 4 or 5 different ways that you can do this. The first and foremost and most popular way is to find fashion and clothing that fits and complements your physique and your body. And I know a lot of us struggle with this, especially me, since I've been wanting to get into all my vintage clothes. And no matter what the style, I absolutely love vintage fashion. And even though they don't absolutely make me look that hot all the time, I'm still striving toward that goal. The next couple of things are, when you exercise and do things and exert physical activity on your body, it's supposed to feel good, and you shouldn't really have the intention. I know that athletes compete, and I'm not talking about that. You shouldn't always do it with the intention to lose weight, to inflict more physical hardship on your body. You should enjoy what you're doing and let it come naturally. Another thing goes with the mental health of your mind, I guess, and how you let your thoughts flow. You should always try and strive, and I know I do this, and it really, I luck out on it sometimes. Look for the good in all people and in all things and events. I know this is hard to do. A lot of us struggle with that, but I think it can really help you and show you where your mental health is at, and it really cuts out all the bad and negative noise in your mind. And if you know a thing is true and that it absolutely involves corruption, that's one thing. But if you're struggling with all these negative thoughts, I think one of the best ways to deal with that is to cut it out completely and not dwell on it. I know that's hard, but I think I'm one of those people who really have to work on that. Another way to honor your body as a temple of the spirit is to pay very, very close attention to your personal hygiene. And for example, I've been through heck and back with my stomach bacteria and my burning mouth syndrome. And it wasn't exactly that I was neglecting my health. I wasn't paying proper attention to the little details that went along with my daily routines. And for instance, a while back, I spoke to you. First, I told you that I used a water pick every day. And then I told you that I thought it was promoting bacteria in my stomach from my mouth into my stomach. And I was right. But then I stopped using it. And so even though I wanted to use it, I was so afraid of that uncomfortable feeling every time I put something in my mouth that I just cast it aside. And so what I did was I found out that there was a way to combat bacteria in water picks. And, what I did was I took off the top and I dunked it in boiling water for a minute or two, like I kept doing that. And all that stuff in the bottom of it, that settled in the bottom, it came out. And I've been using it every day for the past week. Maybe every other day, honestly. Maybe every other day. And I haven't had any problems with bacteria. So you really have to pay attention to all the details that are interrupting your physical health. And try to weed out anything that's there, attacking you either with bacteria or whatever it could be. And so guys, that one of the last things and the most important, most key, I think of all things, is the aspect of being very careful and paying meticulous attention to what you put into your body, meaning what you ingest. And I also mean alcohol. Okay, I have alcohol maybe once a month, once every couple of months or so, mainly because I don't like the taste of it anymore. After the lemonade cleanse, it does something. And also, I don't like what it does to my skin. By the way, I'm having a no makeup day. No makeup today. I want to let go of that. It doesn't feel right on my skin all the time, and I'm worried that it dries out my skin. So anyway, food is of the utmost importance. So throughout today, I want to focus on two of the most life-changing and mind-boggling meal programs that I have ever encountered in my life. And one of them I encountered maybe 2.5 decades ago, or at least 2 decades ago. And I remember I encountered it the year that I got married. And my positivity was so infectious after latching on to this meal program. And of course, I'm talking about the vegetarian regime, a book written by, Dr. Neal Barnard. And it's very similar to the McDougall starch solution, very similar, but not quite exactly the same. But I swear by this, guys. I swear by it. And I just love the foods in it. And I'm incorporating bits of this. Of course, I don't have to really struggle to do that. It's all in the McDougall book as well. The main thing is cutting out proteins. And so I do want to focus on both of these programs today. I'm going to be highlighting bits and pieces. But as for comparing each book, I need more time to do that. I want to make sure that I get everything down right. And then the recipes, guys. I know that a lot of you are more interested in other types of gourmet cooking. Well, to me, this is gourmet because a lot of thought and care goes into these recipes, and they're medically approved by two top-notch medical doctors. So I know that these two guys really know what they're talking about. So I'm going to get into this as we go on today. And one of the things that I wanted to also let you know is that I probably will do a little window shopping today, but I do want to look for some of the lentil and bean burgers with low fat that have come out on the market since this was published. So there's a difference. And I want to see, I'm probably not going to be buying any more food today, guys. My fridge is full, and I want to work on what's in there now. But the lentil burgers they sound so good to me, and I never had the courage to pick them up at the grocery or the supermarket, because I always figured if I pick up the label, I'm not going to be able to decipher exactly what's supposed to be good for me and not. But I think the main key is to find foods that are low fat. And for instance, last night, I'll show you what I got. These two sauces are absolutely divine. I taste tested them last night in my video, and I also uploaded a short about it. And they're from the Great Value line. I want to try all of them, guys. So I bought 2 of them last night, and it made such a difference. Of course, I still have leftovers from my rice and vegetables, so I'll work that in tonight. Anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing today, plus a little hike, of course. And so I guess I'll take you along with me. What do you say? So guys, I thought I would just have a look at the Neil Barnard's vegetarian book and go through the shopping list. Now the shopping list is designed for a 2-week supply. And so what I'm going to do is have a look at it. I want to point out some differences. For those of you who are very familiar with the starch solution, I'm just going to point out quickly 1 or 2 differences, and let's have a look. So the legumes and the beans are there. Okay, the bread is 1 loaf a week, so there's 2 loaves there. And so it doesn't restrict bread, it doesn't restrict starch. And for 2 weeks, 1 package of rice. So, okay, it's not restricting them. It's kind of limited in a way if you compare it to the starch solution. And then here we are going over to the, let me see, the potatoes. Where are they? All right. Here, for 2 weeks, you can have 3 potatoes. So he says to eat as many potatoes as you like in the book, but really it's limited, if you can see that. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because look at all these combinations. It's all got to do with combinations, guys. And no sauces except for tomato. And that's it, mild salsa. Instead, on the other diet, on the starch solution, you can, there's somebody behind me, guys. I have to have my eyes out for everything. I was pickpocketed yesterday, so if you can see that, I'm being targeted. I'm being targeted. And so, because of what happened to me yesterday, I'm going to quickly just turn around and I'll catch up with you in a minute. I'm sorry about that, guys. Everything's okay now. So I just want to quickly focus again on the shopping list that Dr. Neal Barnard puts out for 2 weeks, and I'll let you have a look. And so, getting back to the fruit, let's see. He goes on to say that for 2 weeks, it's 15 pieces of fruit. So that's about what? 1 fruit a day and some odd? That's roughly 1 fruit a day. You could mix them, but there's not that much sugar if you really think about it. So it's, you know, there aren't too many specialty products here. He does list soy milk and Dijon mustard, mild salsa. That's about it. Lots of frozen vegetables, 14 packs. So 1 package per day, roughly. Again, you can mix them. They can be whatever you want. So there it is, guys. It's really not, he has for spaghetti, for pasta, and he doesn't specify egg-free, 8 ounces of spaghetti for 2 weeks. So that's 4 ounces a week, guys. Not 4 cups, 4 ounces. So are you beginning to see the differences between the starch solution and this one? This is fairly easy, though. I love this one, and I stayed with it for years. So that's basically it. Now let's go to the starch solution. Okay, guys, so here on page 25, I've already gone over this with you, but I wanted you to have a look because you've seen it in writing and from the other book, and now I'm going to show you this one. That's 4 cups of steamed rice daily. Any one or a mixture of all of these. So you can have 1 cup of spaghetti, 1 potato, 1 cup of rice, and 1 cup of corn, for example. Or you can simply have, like I did last night, 3 potatoes and 1 cup of rice. I love that combination, guys. I think I'm going to stick with that one. So it's a drastic difference, but again, it's kind of similar, but it's all in the food amounts and the combinations. So there you have it. So guys, on page 196, he goes over some specialty or gourmet foods, whatever you want to call them, that are actually kind of processed, but not in the traditional fatty way. He tells you to enjoy traditional soy foods. I don't know. I try to keep that to a limit. I'm not fond of soy milk, and I have heard that they can be very trying on your liver, but I have to really read the book more and find out more about it. He does absolutely tell people to avoid synthetic and highly processed soy products like burgers, like soy burgers, and I see them, guys, everywhere. Soy sausage, soy bacon, soy cheese, and soy-based protein powders, and energy bars. So yeah, that's a lot of highly commercialized so-called health foods in the supermarket that we see sometimes. And so instead of those, he asked us to replace soy burgers with low-fat bean and grain burgers. And guys, that's what I want to look for today. Add rice instead of fake sausage, and not to use margarine or soy margarine of any kind, and to use recommended dips and sauces and spreads. So where the other doctor discourages sauces, he encourages them. so long as they're low fat. So there you go. I have more shopping or more window shopping to do. Saw some sauces, and I really want to. Who thinks that we should have the choice to purchase insurance for shopping carts? Jeez. So here we are. Let's hit up this Walmart, and I think I'd like to try to also check the Longos and Whole Foods sections as well, just because I know that they carry a lot of this shelfable stuff, and it's I'm dying to try some of it out sometime soon. So better now than never. So guys, Walmart did have some plant-based burgers, and I was so happy to see them because I know I've seen them there many times before. Some of them were a little pricey, but I know that both books give recipes as to how to make them from scratch on your own. But I think it's going to be interesting to try them out. The store-bought ones especially, because it's easier and more fun that way. I did show you the sauces last night at the other Walmart, so I'm going to try to look for the same things at Longos, maybe sauces, and then the plant-based frozen foods, and let's see what we can come up with. guys, I was so impressed with that selection. Longos had everything, and I can't wait to start shopping there for my pasta and my sauces. And hopefully they have tofu mayonnaise that Dr. McDougall was talking about. They had everything. I have to shop there from now on. Okay guys, in order to pay some respects to my body and honor it, I'm gonna go for a little walk. So, are you ready for a little walk? Hi guys, so I'm back home and I'm just about to put my 3 potatoes into the oven, and I'm having leftover rice and vegetables from last night, so I didn't finish these, but I have developed a passion for yellow potatoes, so hold on and let me put them in the oven and then I'll be right back with you. Hi guys, I'm back. And so for the most ancient structure in the world, it's a Neolithic structure. It's called the GobekliTepe or Tepe, and it's in Turkey. And it was constructed by ancients 9,000 years ago. And it really represents a very practical way of how people used to approach food. And it's so fascinating, guys. And so the ancient people who constructed this temple, or this cluster of buildings, they really had a very accurate concept of food and how it should work. And judging from the artifacts that were left, it's so fascinating, guys. This World Heritage Site, I really want to see it one day, because I'm just trying to picture it in my mind and I can't. It really does show that they had a dualistic way of looking at food and maybe life in general. I'm not sure. So the artifacts that were found there were spears, metal spears and bronze spears, and arrowheads and whatnot. Things that pertain to hunting. And so this was definitely, at that period of history, this was very definitely a hunting-gathering community, which got together and constructed this huge Neolithic structure. And in it, it was a place where I suppose women were mostly in charge of food and preparing the food, and probably even most of the time hunting the food. So what did the men do? I'm not sure if I'm getting this right. I really would love to research this a little more. And so, you know, the hunters, whether male or female, they trapped food, they they hunted animals. And you might be saying, well, what does this all pertain to me and us in this day and generation? Because we don't hunt, or mostly we don't hunt. We mostly grow things. We plant food. We don't hunt food, mostly. I can't speak for everybody. So, well, actually, the building had a very dualistic purpose. Part of it was practical, to prepare the food or to prepare the hunters to go out and hunt for food, and then probably store the animals or whatever have you. Probably they were gathering plants and fruits and whatever as well. And bear in mind, everybody, that this was before the development of agriculture. So the duties and the, how do I say, the intellectual duties and tasks at hand were very limited. And so that all expanded once it became an agricultural community, thousands and thousands of years later. But at this point in time, when the structure was initially built, it served a very religious function too. And it was treating food and animals. Okay, I guess I have heard before the idea and the concept of sacrificing animals to gods. It's kind of icky to think about that and very cool, but that is how that sort of function back then survived and coped. And it was all mental, guys. It was all up here. So you can see the psychological aspect of food coming together with the physical mechanisms of preparing food, hunting, cutting, whatever have you, maybe probably cooking too. And so what I'm trying to say is, it's so fascinating that as far back as then, people were developing the same ideas, going along the same path as we are in their ideas about food. So guys, what I'm also trying to drive at is that both of these doctors that I've been speaking about, Dr. Neal Barnard and Dr. David McDougall, they are also trying to incorporate the idea that certain foods do carry a high level of toxins, whether it's the way they were raised or whether it's a natural thing for bacteria to grow inside of animals. I don't know. I haven't studied that yet. Maybe I will. I don't want to get carried away with this topic, but I think it's important to stay educated on some of the research that these two doctors have come out with. It's not only fat, guys. It's not only fat. And I by no means am knocking protein and meat fans out there. I love protein myself, not all of it, but I slip up and I do eat protein from time to time. And I get these cravings, mostly for hot dogs. But I'm not knocking that, but it's just that it's true, guys. It's very true. It's not only unhealthy for adult humans to consume meat every day, every day, every day, but even for children. I would say if you are an avid protein eater, sure. I mean, nobody's going to stop you from eating meat. You should eat whatever you want. But bear in mind that some of your bodies are not going to be able to break down all of those enzymes and all of those toxins that animals carry. And so another thing that I realized studying up on this ancient Neolithic temple is that gradually over the centuries, century after century, especially after the development of agriculture evolved, the function of the building became more and more specific and pertained more and more to not only animal and animal protein and the preparation of that, but also agricultural crops, probably storing, cutting, breaking it down, packaging it, all that. It was most likely some sort of ancient warehouse, or I don't even know if it was used as a mill. I'm not sure. And so the building moved towards a highly symbolic and ritualized building to a more casual, everyday, daily life, permanent dwelling. And so you might still be asking yourselves or wanting to tell me that what purpose is this discussion on an ancient temple and what does it have to do with us? Well, guys, the thing is that everything that we do, everything that we see, everything that plays out in life is always associated with the past. And if you think that the past is old and gone and dead, well, a lot of it is, and mostly the people are. But, I think that the past is everywhere that we look. It's in everything that we see, so I really like the way that this topic ties in with the past. And it's kind of hard to get away from history. No matter what you do, you always are confronted face to face with it. And so I think that, everything that they were trying to accomplish almost, not precisely maybe, but almost mirrors everything that we are all, as a healthy nation of people, are trying to accomplish nowadays with mental health, physical fitness, nutritional excellence, and trying to discover as much as we can about specific foods and skincare and hair care, vitamins, all that. We're all doing the same thing that they were doing, only in kind of different ways. They were more hands-on. We are at a point where we can just simply educate ourselves through literature and not, typically by hunting or fishing or going through the motions of all that. And so I think this is fascinating, guys, that we should have stumbled upon the oldest building on earth, which is the temple that I've been speaking about. And so, the next time I sit down at a meal to either celebrate something or to mourn something or to, relieve stress, I'll always think about how people in the past have approached food. And so I think really that we are all about food. Life is very much all about food, and how we feast, and how we mourn, and how we relieve stress. And just, for instance, last night, I did fall off the wagon, and because of the kind of day I had, and because my cat suddenly at midnight decided to turn feral on me, I was so stressed out. I have to, confess, I bought sour cream popcorn with fat on it. Those things have fat on it, and I just stuffed it down. Okay, I felt a little bit better, but really, it was just a habitual action, like a reflex action. I just didn't care. I had to relieve stress some way, even though I wasn't hungry. I was actually stuffed. That relieved tension for me. So we have all kinds of reasons for eating. And so everybody, what I really want to do is try to target the foods that I saw at Longos today, and at Walmart as well, the frozen meals, and I want to see how much fat is in them. I want to try to pull out all the information I can about those brands, and then I would like to kind of do a quick summary of what are the best brands that you might want to try. If you are really, you don't even have to, say for instance, you don't want to really buy the book or follow either of these programs to a T. I think, if it's worth investigating, if some of these bean burgers are really worth the money. And, I will be going over some of the recipes, and I did say that I would show you how to make them on your own. But it's always good to know what brands to avoid and what brands to look for. And the same thing with sauces. I think I'm going to try to do that for next week. And I'm going to try to upload something about food every week. Whether it be a recipe or some detailed research information. I think it's important to keep on top of topics like this, because just simply following a diet blindly or going into a very arduous, strenuous physical workout program and not really, knowing why or how things work, it becomes meaningless after a while, doesn't it? It becomes boring. But I think, if you try to adopt a new lifestyle that goes with this food and try to be as religious, quote unquote, about it as you possibly can, you can do your health a lot of good. And so, everybody, I think food is every bit what you make of it. You can choose to hate it. You can choose to overindulge. You can starve with it. You can fast with it, like I did with the lemonade cleanse. You can party with it. You can diet. You can limit it. It's exactly what you make of it, and it's always good to try to get a handle on the things about food that you don't understand. So, for instance, which vegetables have the best vitamins for you. That's a good example. And so these two diets do that they kind of do that for you. And so all you need to do is look at the lists that they make, each doctor makes, on what foods to avoid, and that would be processed foods, mostly meat, chicken, seafood, and processed foods. Neither of these two diets that I'm speaking about have anything to do with animal protein or animal fat whatsoever. So they're both on the same track there. And so, but I really think that I should continue on with more comparisons. And I love them both equally. I think they're both equally great. And like I said, the Neal Barnard vegetarian program absolutely changed my life permanently. And even to the point where I didn't want to take as many aspirins or as many. It cleaned me right out, like inside. I was clean. I was completely no animal protein. Your body feels different when you follow something like that. And so I guess it sort of led me down a path into other ways that I could improve my health. And because I worked so many overnights in department stores, a job that I loved, actually. I really loved it. I had problems sleeping, so I had to break away from this old habit of reaching for a pill every time I had a problem sleeping. So I decided to just one day throw them all out and tell myself, no, you've gone this far with food. Now continue on this path. Don't consume so much alcohol. Don't consume so many sugars. And don't take all those pills that you don't need. It's simple. And I think, all you have to do is think about it. It makes sense. And, nowadays I see these very, very, very young children inhaling that vape pipe. Oh, guys, if there's anybody out there who has a child or a sibling and you feel like you want to talk some sense into them, well, probably they won't listen, but you never know. Try it anyway. Try to picture them puffing for air when they're 90 years old, and no matter what you put in your lungs, it's going to do a number on your lungs sooner or later. Anyway, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this content. I'm going to be coming at you not every day, but more or less every week with more content like this. It's fascinating to me that I found all this, nutritional aspect of life that I never really researched much, and now I have that chance to do it because the more I find out, the more I want to know. So hopefully, guys, that you have enjoyed some of this content, and please don't be shy. Drop by, say hi, and I love it when you talk to me, even if sometimes you don't have a very nice thing to say. I haven't had that experience. I think you're all great. And the new subscribers who subscribe to me, thank you so much. I love you all very much. And please, other people who are just stopping by for the first time, please don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. Ciao, ciao.